Here are your headlines today, and the biggest day of industrial action in a decade as unions estimate 500,000 workers go on strike.
Teachers in England and Wales and 2 areas of Scotland are striking over pay. More than 20,000 schools could be affected.
A 4-year-old girl has died after being attacked by a dog in the garden of a house in Milton Keynes.
Paperchase is pulled off the high street and taken over by Tesco. Good morning. We look at what that means for its 820 employees and what it tells us about how we're shopping as we feel the pinch.
In sport, the long wait is over. How local lad Sean Longstaff has these Newcastle fans dreaming as the club reach a first final since 1999.
It's official. Liverpool has become the host of this year's Eurovision Song Contest in a special handover ceremony in the city.
This morning's papers, shall we, and they're dominated by the widespread industrial action that we've been talking about, which is taking place. Lead several of the front pages, including the Daily Telegraph there, which says 4 out of 5 schools could be forced to close their classrooms over the next few hours.
The Guardian continues with the same story, warning that significant disruption is predicted as up to 500,000 workers go on strike today. The paper adds that unions say negotiations aimed at ending industrial action are actually going backwards.
The Sun leads with the ongoing search for a woman who went missing while walking her dog in Lancashire last week. Nicola Bulley disappeared on Friday. Police have since found her phone on a bench. The paper saying that Miss Bulley's partner broke the news to her 2 daughters over the weekend.
The Daily Express reports that grocery prices have risen by more than 16% year on year. The paper says this means families are facing the steepest rise in grocery prices since records began, including annual shopping bills rocketing by £788 this year.
Front pages of the morning's newspapers now, and The Guardian first up. That leads with today's strikes across all those various sectors. 500,000 to strike, The Guardian tells us. And there's a picture on the front page of a Dodo. Tell you more about that later. The Telegraph says there's a chance teachers could still be paid today, even if they take part in the strikes. While the Daily Mail calls it a cynical walkout that betrays our children again. In other news, The Eye says that Conservative backbenchers are continuing to put pressure on the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt to cut taxes, while the Daily Express reports, as we just did, that there has been a 16.7% year-on-year increase in the price of food. The Daily Mirror has new details of claims that the Justice Secretary Dominic Raab bullied his staff. A spokesman for Mr Raab refused to comment on the allegations but said that they look forward to answering the charges directly. While the Times reports that Britain and the European Union have struck a customs deal concerning Northern Ireland. And the FT hears that member states have told senior EU officials not to overpromise when it comes to the possibility of Ukraine joining the bloc. And the Sun covers the disappearance of the mother of 2, Nicola Bulley, as police, as we said, speak to a potentially key witness. While the Daily Star, just for a change, has something completely different. It says there's been a misunderstanding at Twitter after reps of the bird charity in Norfolk were banned for mentioning woodcocks. Now, if you want to see those front pages again and read the stories attached, scan the QR code.